Like, because Shiki actually cares about her, then the magic was technically, like, negated a little bit because his feelings are real. That's so cute if that's the case. Isn't that better for the both of us? Is it, Arcueid? Is it really? Is that what your expression is saying right now? Are you sure? You're both dumb. You're both so dumb. Hi, I'm Avaris Harkei, back with Tsukihime. Last time, Shiki and Arcueid concluded their date by sneaking into his suspiciously abandoned school. And despite my desperate wish for an altercation with the big bad, instead we were treated to a philosophical discussion around Arcueid and Shiki's differing opinions on the point of being alive. Arcueid, who, contrary to her somewhat excitable, whimsical actions, holds a somewhat utilitarian viewpoint where, if something can't be utilized to a particular goal, then it's pointless, while Shiki appears to have acknowledged that even pointless things can be enjoyed, and even if there's no point, that's okay too. I'd take it a step further that even pointless things can have meaning. Anyone who's a fan of The Fox and the Little Prince should know forming lasting bonds is partly about, I want to waste time with you. Which, incidentally, is not a waste, because to you, it becomes meaningful. But it's super cool that it's here, too, in the form of Shiki asking Arcueid to do these pointless things one more time, even after they've accomplished their mission and defeated the evil vampire. Then they go to a park, and kept the promise one night late, only for an apparent joke, to go a step too far, and Arcueid seems almost ready to take a bite out of him. Guess Arcueid really does want Shiki. And when returned to her senses, before it's too late, she runs off, and Shiki, absolute cupcake sweetie pie of a man, rushes after her, taking off his glasses and everything as he rushes around to find her, and when he does, she's already locked in combat with a horde of zombies.
The entrance to the alley, I run to the narrow path between the buildings. Death is flying through the air and fading away. How many is she fighting? There's an enormous amount of it. I can hardly bear it. As I run to the alley, my spine groans in protest. As if a saw was slowly but surely slicing through my spine, a pain works its way from inside me. My instincts scream at me. They say where I'm going is too dangerous, and I have to go back. Shut up. But that goes without saying. The amount of death there isn't normal. Inside, I know something terrible is happening inside this alley, but I can't turn back now. I can't leave Arcueid alone. If I run away here, she might go off and die. I can't shake off that feeling, and I enter the alley filled with death. Wha? My mind freezes. What I see is surreal. Scattered all across the ground are the figures of numerous people. Faceless, limbless, their stomachs sliced open, the corpses bathed entirely in crimson. On the wall, the ground, even on the moon overhead, everything here is just red. A dull, sickening sound. The last one, the last human shape full of lines expires from her hands. With a single hand, she smashes the head of the dead into the wall, squishing it like a tomato. As if not satisfied, she tears the headless body vertically in half and smashes it onto the ground. Arcueid? The world is only filled with red and the moonlight. In the center of it all stands Arcueid. She doesn't notice I'm here. She only looks up at the moon, in a trance and breathing heavily. I can't speak. The pain inside me reaches a feverish pitch. It seems like the saw has cut all the way through. My entire mind is screaming, I shouldn't be here. I don't want to die, it shouts. Then, Arcueid's eyes suddenly shift. Her eyes aren't her usual crimson, but a golden flare. It's not that our eyes have met. It's just that I looked at those eyes. My blood races through my entire body, and my mind is jolted. At first, a sense of overwhelming crisis. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be in front of that thing. It will kill you. You can't stand up to it. That creature is on an entirely different level. Not a matter of higher or lower, but something beyond evaluation. Before that thing, just being there means death. My entire body throbs. At first it was fear, then a desire to kill, because that thing shouldn't exist. So kill it. Hurry up and kill it. Kill it here. Kill it now. In the name of this blood, take that thing here and destroy it. My heart pounds furiously. I know there's no way I can face it, but my entire body screams for me to kill it. What a contradiction. Is it telling me to kill it even though I know it's going to kill me? Is it telling me I don't want to be killed, so kill instead? No, I'm not here. Those eyes. I must not look at those golden eyes. I know this, but I can't escape her eyes. My blood boils. The stimulating throb of my blood. But there's something else that tries to burst through my consciousness. Why do I want to kill? Are you going to kill before being killed because you don't want to die? No, that's not a reason. There's no need for a reason to kill. Be honest, Tono Shiki. Already, from a long time ago, you wanted to take this woman and... Shut up! No. Your reason and conscience should shut up. That's how it should be. I just want her. I want Arcueid. Remember. Remember the feeling from that time. You knew from the first time you saw her. Since that time, you killed that creature with your hands and lost your virginity as a killer. Yes. I want all of it. Her heart, her body, her tears, her saliva, her blood, her flesh, sin and punishment, desire and impatience. My breathing is out of control. I can't get a grip on my mind. Her eyes are consuming me. Those swaying golden eyes. That is something that cannot be killed, no matter how much I kill.
Shiki?
Arcueid realizes I'm here. As soon as she sees I'm fixated to her eyes, she changes them to their crimson color. But by now, it's far too late. I bring out my knife and push Arcueid down. Her powerless body is easy to push. I straddle her. One arm at her neck, the other arm holding my knife overhead. All that's left is to strike between her breasts.
Calm down. This isn't what you want, Shiki.
I can hear her voice. The core of my brain starts to overheat. Shut up. My arm tightens around her neck. She painfully lifts her chin. I can't believe it. With all of her strength, she can't even free this one arm right now.
Shiki.
Breathing painfully, Arcueid coughs out my name. My heart beats hard in my chest. I pant and pant. My breathing is out of control. My vision is blurry and indistinct. This fire inside of me, I have to release it right away. Panting. I slowly start to move. I move my hips down her stomach.
And this may be another part that needs to get censored. We shall see. What?
She looks at me uncertainly. That look makes my head pound. Panting and panting.
So this might be going somewhere specific. Uh-huh. Okay, then. Oh, that's lovely. Now there's an actual choice that I should probably discuss here. The two choices that have popped up are I can't do something she doesn't want, or I just want her, that's all. Considering the way the scene's gone, I think it's pretty obvious we need to say, I can't do something she doesn't want. This is a bad situation, at the risk of being like, no. I think I'm just gonna try to censor the image and maybe start reading from here. We'll see how things go. So basically, the only part that I'm gonna be cutting here is when he pushes her down and is like, and we're getting into... Fortunately, Shiki seems to kind of sort of gain control of his brain a little bit there. Oddly enough, she's acting like it's something that he doesn't want. Anyway, there's some oddness in the dialogue that I'm sure will be explained at some point, probably, unless it's just typical, ecchi business going on. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt that if I said we're not doing this, then we're not doing this, so we'll see.
I can't do it. I can't do anything she doesn't want again. Once I gave in to this headache and I killed her. That's why. Never again. I can't lose to myself and make Arcueid cry. Even if this headache tears me apart, I won't do it.
Woohoo! I didn't know you could avert ecchi scenes. Holy crud. That's awesome.
I pull back from her body. The headache disappears and my heart returns to normal. The urges rampaging inside me have also disappeared, and I finally start to comprehend what I just did. What have I can't believe it, but the memory is all too clear. How I pushed her down, how I choked her and held my knife over her, and the disgraceful things I did afterwards. I don't know what to say. Arcueid adjusts her clothes and stands up. I don't know how to apologize. Just saying sorry. How can that make it up? Arcueid,
Don't worry about it. I'm the one who should apologize. Excuse me?
She looks away uncomfortably. What are you saying? I was the one who did something wrong. If only I had been stronger, that never would have happened.
No, I don't think it was something you could have resisted, because you saw my mystic eyes.
Eh? Mystic eyes? Like Nero's eyes?
Exactly. I wasn't sane earlier. I was so thirsty I couldn't control myself. That's why I found some of the dead and tried to replace that urge with the urge to destroy to stave it off. Back then, I was unable to hold myself back, so that's why you saw my mystic eyes when you came.
Certainly I felt odd from the time I saw your golden eyes, but that's just that. I, with my own will...
No, that's wrong. Shiki, my mystic eyes of enchantment completely captivate whoever looks upon them. I think that's why you started to feel all those sexual desires. Nah, pretty sure he, wants you independently of that, but okay. Okay, so she's got eyes that work like that girl from Misfit.
So what can you do?
Anyone who touches me, they want to shag me.
Oh, I want you so bad. I need your loving.
Man, that kind of sucks.
That can't be right. Because even if she wasn't controlling me, I might still like her.
Oh wait, maybe that's why we got the choice. Like, because Shiki actually cares about her, then the magic was technically, negated a little bit because his feelings are real. That's so cute if that's the case. Anyway, this was all because of my carelessness. I'm sorry, Shiki. I manipulated your body without any regards to your feelings.
Her gaze shifts away as she says this. Being apologized to like this hurts my heart, because I didn't feel like I was manipulated at all. Rather, it seemed like I used it to obey my own lust. Arcueid,
Don't apologize. Shiki, this was all an accident. I'll forget about it, so please forget about it too. I think it's better for the both of us that way.
Saying that, she starts to walk quietly.
Oh no, poor Arcueid. Also poor Shiki. Also poor situation. Gosh darn it all. Why does it feel like the romance is still way too far away?
Arcueid?
I think this is enough for tonight. I killed all these dead tonight, so it's probably useless to search any further.
That's fine, but what do we do with that mountain of dead bodies? If someone finds it, there'll be trouble.
There's no need to worry. Once something becomes a vampire and dies, it won't leave a trace. Those who refuse to return to the earth become ash to be scattered in the wind once they die. They will return and disperse on their own in a while.
Without turning around, she disappears from the alley with weak steps. I can't stop her now. I still feel the sensation of Arcueid on both my hands. Idiot. What a stupid idiot I am. I groan to myself. In the alley which became the stage of tragedy, I look up at the moon in remorse.
Well, dang. 10th day. Vermilion Crimson Moon. Part 2, I guess.
It's morning. I open my eyes and put on the glasses near my bed. Looking out the window, I see a cloudless blue sky. Even though a flawless morning greets me, I can't help but feel down. There's no need to wonder why. What happened with Arcueid last night sticks in the back of my mind, and the accompanying guilt troubles me. She said we should just forget it, but I can't forget such a thing. I look at both my hands. These fingers still remember how Arcueid felt. Even now I remember the texture of her skin and her cool, gliding body temperature. I wasn't thinking it all back then, but I understand it all now, after doing such a thing. Arcueid said to forget and pretend like it never happened. But while I regret it totally, I can't even forget one little bit of it. What I regret is not being able to control myself back then. If I didn't touch her like some animal, if I touched her more like a human, how would things have... I knew it. I didn't lose myself by looking into her golden eyes. I didn't realize it, but I was caught up in her a long time ago. To realize such a simple thing just now. The morning in the Tono mansion is the same as always. Hisui comes to wake me. Akiha and Kohaku-san are in the sitting room, and we greet each other briefly before we go to school. The same as always. Yet I feel so empty. I can't even respond properly when people talk to me, and I leave the mansion vacantly. The students streaming through the gate are all bright and cheerful. Oh yeah, today is Saturday. My sense of time has totally disappeared since Arcueid came into my life. The first time I met her was on a Friday. A week ago in the morning, she was waiting for me at the intersection in front of school. She was smiling, I think. Come to think of it, she was smiling. Even though she was waiting for the one who killed her, she was waiting for the killer, Tono Shiki, with excitement in her eyes. I wonder why. If she comes tonight, maybe I'll ask her. After thinking aloud, my spirits sink further. She probably won't come to the park. The feeling that last night was our final meeting turns over in my mind. My heart is heavy and everything else simply feels empty. I may not ever see her again. The regret hangs around me like a leaden chain. I sit at my desk. It's about 5 minutes until homeroom starts. I stare outside blankly, not wanting to do anything. Yo, delinquent! You skipped class yesterday! What the heck were you doing, Tono-kun? I let out a heavy sigh. Usually I would, but today I don't feel like talking with Arihiko at all. What's with you? You don't look happy at all. You didn't come to school yesterday, and now you come back an empty shell. If you're like that, school's no fun. Arihiko slumps his shoulders exaggeratedly. Arihiko, sorry, but can you leave me alone today? If I'm not here, you can always talk with Senpai. Actually, isn't that better for you? Huh? Senpai? I don't know any third-year students. What are you saying? Shield Senpai's in third year, not second. Well, sometimes you think she's younger, but Senpai is a Senpai after all. Shield Senpai? Who's that? Are there any foreign students at our school? He seriously tilts his head in thought. What are you saying? Senpai is Japanese. No, wait. No one ever said she was Japanese. Well, no one said she was, but everyone called her Shield Senpai. That's what I'm saying! Who is this Senpai? What's wrong, Tono? Are you sick or something? I can't hear his banter. What? That's right. Why didn't I realize such an obvious inconsistency? Shield isn't a Japanese name at all. Even though I know her, I don't even know her full name. I don't even know what class she's in. To begin with, when I first met her, why did I feel like I knew her for a long time? My chair clatters as I quickly stand up. Huh? What's wrong, Tono? You've been acting too funny. I'm going to the office. Sorry, but please say that I'm here during attendance. Turning away from Arihiko, whose head is tilted in confusion, I dash out of the classroom. I investigate the third-year roster for the Dame Shiel, but as expected, it isn't anywhere to be seen. To be sure, I ask the teachers in the office, but none of them remember Shiel Senpai.
How suspicious. Also, as far as Shiel being Japanese but not having a Japanese name, kinda just went with the territory of it being an anime thing. Anime logic applies, but anyway. Probably more proof that she's the vampire hunter in town.
The end of classes. Being a Saturday, right after homeroom, all my classmates scatter and run out of the room. Saturday is finally here, but I don't feel like doing anything. Feeling like the dead, I walk home by myself.
Welcome back, Shiki-sama.
Hisui greets me as I return. Even though she's waited all this time, I can't even return a greeting, and I go to my room. After dinner, I return to my room. It's close to the promised time with Arcueid. Shall I be going? I don't even know if she's coming. But still, I swore never to break a promise again, so I have to go. I arrive at the park shortly before 10. There's absolutely no one here. Sitting on the bench, I stare at the clock and wait for Arcueid to come. Obviously, we're gonna wait. It's now 11 o'clock. The park is completely still, as if entirely frozen. There's no fresh flow of air, nor the presence of anyone approaching. There's no sign of Arcueid coming. Time passes by, meaninglessly. Obviously, we're still waiting.
Well, at least the text isn't looping.
Both hands on the clock approach the top of the dial. It's been 2 hours since I came here, yet there's no sign of Arcueid. Still waiting. The clock's hands point to 12. It's 2 hours past the promised time. Phew. I slouch on the bench and sigh. She might not come after all. I don't know. I don't know, but I don't feel like going back. Yeah, I'll wait until the morning. Dang it. I lie on the bench in frustration. And then... Huh? Wait a minute. I think I saw a flash of white behind the rest area. Besides, it moves back as soon as I saw it. I stand up from the bench and stride towards the rest area. As if it knew it couldn't hide anymore, the white figure shows its face.
You found me!
Arcueid appears more cheerfully than ever. Arcueid, you...
What?
You really came. I blurt that out because I still can't believe it.
Of course. We promised. I came about 10 minutes before you did.
She looks the other way. 10 minutes before, but I came before 10 o'clock, and she came earlier? Why... If you were here before me, why didn't you tell me you were waiting there?
I wanted to watch you while I was hiding. Were you testing him? Was it, like, payback for all the times you had to wait? Was it because you may have actually been a little bit discombobulated due to the things that happened yesterday? It's okay. That's super understandable. Also terrible and... You know, even if she has her whole thing about the eyes, this is just a messy situation. Not great. But I guess their repaired relationship has to start somewhere. I guess awkwardness is as good a place as any.
I see. Even though she doesn't act any different, she must be bothered by what happened last night.
No kidding, you think?
That's why she couldn't face me directly and was hiding. Sorry. That's right, it's not that simple.
Yeah, you never knew I was here. I was waiting for you to notice. I was planning on meeting in a different way this time, but you ruined it by just spacing out. I think she's lying.
Eh? Ruined what? Arcueid, you weren't hiding because you felt awkward.
Why? I was a little bored, so I wanted to play around. Calling it now, she's putting on a strong front because that's ridiculous. Then again, they've both been pretty ridiculous up to this point. We'll see.
She says it lightly, not even knowing an inkling of the frustration I felt. Playing around with me, you... The joy I felt from meeting her fades away instantly. It's not a mood where I have to think about what I should do after seeing her. As usual, she's acting at her own pace without even understanding how I feel.
You're both dumb. You're both so dumb.
Huh. I fill my lungs with a deep breath of night air. I'm less angry than surprised. Maybe I'm just relieved she's acting normally. Well, normal for her. As proof, it feels like my heart laden with impurities has just been cleaned anew. Man, you win.
Really? I thought you were just zoned out.
No, not about the hide-and-go-seek. Oh well, it's useless putting it into words. I'm glad you came. To be honest, I thought I'd never see you again.
Eh? You thought so after only waiting 2 hours?
That's not it. It's because of last night. I thought we would never meet again.
That won't do, Shiki. I said to just forget about it.
Arcueid says this weakly. Idiot. I am such an idiot. I selfishly thought she was acting completely normal. But I was wrong. She was acting that way so I wouldn't feel bad. Sorry. I was an idiot. I don't have any right to yell at you anymore.
I said it's okay. If anyone's to blame, it's me. So just forget about it. Isn't that better for the both of us? Is it, Arcueid? Is it really? Is that what your expression is saying right now? Are you sure?
She tries to fool us both by speaking cheerfully. Fool us about last night. Fool us about how bothered she is. But telling me to forget with that expression? How can I forget? No, I wasn't apologizing for last night. I'm an idiot because I can't forget about something I should forget.
Eh? Shiki.
Since this morning, all I thought about was you. All I could think about was how I should apologize to you, and what to say after I saw you. I can't just forget about it now. Arcueid looks away. I can't look at her either. After sensing I said something I shouldn't have, I can't look into her eyes now. She doesn't respond. I can't either, and a long silence begins. I don't know how long the two of us stood there. Arcueid nods slightly.
Yeah, to tell the truth, I couldn't forget about it either, Shiki. Wait, are they now going to treat it like that was a romantic first kiss kind of moment? Because that is not what happened.
Arcueid blushes as she says this with some difficulty. Arcueid, she looks so cute doing that. As soon as I think that, Arcueid looks around her. I don't know when this happened, but we're surrounded by human shapes.
Oh, thank goodness. Is this emotional moment going to get broken up by a fight?
What? I can't think since it was so sudden.
We're surrounded. Get ready, Shiki. If you don't fight, you'll just die.
Fight? Then they...
If you take off your glasses, you'll get it, won't you? They are the dead, without even a finger's worth of normal blood.
I quickly take out my knife and take off my glasses.
Woohoo! We're gonna fight! Versus zombies.
Like she says, the 5 people surrounding us are just scribbled lines making a human shape. Why? You said you killed them all yesterday, Arcueid?
Yes. These are the ones I destroyed yesterday. Huh?
She narrows her eyes and glares at them. They advance sluggishly. Then they were only pretending to be dead?
Of course not. I'm not weakened enough to be fooled by such tricks. But the fact that I made a mistake can't be excused. I didn't make sure they dissolved into ashes at the end.
They close the circle around us. My fingers grasping my knife tremble a bit. To be blunt, there's no pressure coming from these dead. Compared to a monster like Nero, they're practically nothing. But 5 of them. Can I fight this many dead? This many things who were once human?
Shiki, if you hesitate, you'll die. They are no longer alive. Once they have their blood sucked by a vampire and become the dead, they can no longer return. They are just dolls, used by the vampire. There's no sin in killing them.
I hear her voice from behind me. It seems she moved to protect my vulnerable back. Wait, what do you mean?
I mean, there are many ways to magically control a dead body. It's easier to infuse a human corpse with magical energy than animals or intangible objects, so it's very convenient. Unfortunately, I don't have time to go over the details. They're coming.
I sense her moving away. At the same time, they attack. The shapes of death attack. They simply fly forward, arms outstretched. I take a huge leap to the side and evade their attack. Then I sense something terrible behind me. Why, you... I whirl around with all my strength. There, one of the dead is trying to punch me. The dead's body is almost devoid of places without lines, which lets me slice anywhere on its body. What's more, its movements are incredibly sluggish, far easier than anything that came out of Nero. The dead charge me. I can kill them with ease. Evading the swinging arm, I aim for the first one's unprotected lower left abdomen. In the line of blood vessels there, I stare at the heart called its point. Dang it! The knife doesn't reach its target, only slicing through its upraised arm. The one-armed dead doesn't even pause its attack. The other dead also comes in showing no fear. The one-armed dead attacks. Right when I evade that dead, the other dead jumps on me from behind. From behind, like a piggyback stance, the dead bites on my neck. Not to suck my blood or anything like that, just like a beast trying to kill its prey by biting its neck off. Can a human mouth bite through a neck? The dead's mouth is shallow. It bites with its front teeth rather than its back. As a result, the dead's teeth actually break off. Even still, it tries to bite through my neck with its flat mouth. It doesn't really hurt. It's just disgusting. The one-armed dead walks toward me. I have to kill the dead behind me or I'll die. The method is simple. As it tries to continue biting my neck, I can just slice my knife through its face. But that means I am going to kill. I understand. They aren't human. They aren't even living. But I still feel it's wrong. How naive. Even if they are corpses, they have the shapes of humans and they move like them. It still seems mistaken to kill them as another human being.
Shiki?
I hear Arcueid's voice as she deals with the other 3 dead. Without thinking, despite the one in front of me, I look over at her, and I see something terribly unbelievable. Arcueid is wounded. Even though they move so sluggishly and would only take her a second to kill, Arcueid is being pushed by those dead. She breathes heavily. Her footwork is also unsteady, and she's having difficulty evading those attacks even I can evade. The dead rips into her arm. She counters. She tears the body in 2 from the head to its waist. Both halves crumble to the ground. At the same time, the other waiting shades of death pounce on her. With a crash, she lands on her knees. I can tell she's breathing wildly from this distance. There, the 2 dead attack. They kick her kneeling figure in the face and makes her collapse on the ground. After that, they carry a dull, expressionless smile as they get on top of her. Stop! She lies there, arms outspread like a cross. Like when I did those disgraceful things to her last night. Stop it, you birds! I cut through the face of the one behind me, still trying to bite me. I pierced the lower right abdomen of the one in front of me, which had strangely paused. That's where its death is. Not even looking at it as it crumbles away, I turn around and kill the faceless dead behind me. I run. The ones around her realize I'm coming and get up and attack. No problem. I slice through their points of death as they attack me. After it's all over, I start to catch my breath. The 4 figures crumble away into ash. The one Arcueid killed earlier makes 5. Killed. Without hesitating, I stopped them completely. I can't think clearly. Probably because regret and self-admonition are screaming at me. My panting fills the air. But it's still good. It's better than her getting hurt. For the first time, with my own free will, with the mind of Tono Shiki, I used this power for someone else's sake. I keep panting. I can't seem to fully catch my breath. I can hear slight wheezing mixed in with the wild breathing. Arcueid. Turning around, I see her full of pain and on her knees. Are you okay? Arcueid! I dash towards her. She's curled up as she breathes, like something who can do nothing else. What's wrong? You're covered in sweat. Did your wound open up? I kneel and try to look at her face.
Shiki.
However, she has a hand covering it. I can't see her face. All I can see is the bloodshot red eyes through her fingers. Her suffering isn't normal. The way she's breathing intermittently isn't natural. A hungry breath. Bloodshot eyes. Her waving hair. Arc? Sensing danger, I step back. Yet, far faster than my movement is her teeth closing in to suck my blood. Well, dang. Arcueid's arms stretch out. Like that, she holds my body. My breath stops in my throat as I call her name. Her bloodshot eyes. Her sharp teeth like a beast's. The overwhelming pressure that drains me of any will to resist. The thing with its teeth nearing my neck isn't the woman I know. I can't do anything. I can't even lift a finger. I'm going to be eaten. This is what it means to be preyed upon. Her teeth push against my neck. The only thing filling my mind is fear. A shriek comes out. I almost think for an instant how pitiful it is for me to make such a sound. Maybe it was just my imagination, but it feels like she freezes in place. Before I can even confirm this, a violent explosion erupts before me, and Arcueid's body is smashed sideways. What? As if she was hit by a car, she was blown back several meters. But she gets up like it was nothing. Arcueid stands there stunned. I can't even think what to do either. And there,
You were going to suck his blood.
a cold, scolding voice.
That is your true nature, Arcueid Brunstad.
The merciless voice towers from above. I look up at the moon. There stands the robed figure from that one night. Senpai? There's no mistake. No matter how I look at it, it's Shiel-senpai. She doesn't even look at me, but she glares at Arcueid crouching far away.
Even if you destroy your kin, you cannot change the fact you are a vampire yourself. I don't know why you drew him close to you, but didn't you think it would end this way?
Her voice is completely different from normal. Neither strict nor kind. Her emotionless voice is horribly devoid of any humanity. Without making a noise, Senpai descends from the streetlight to the ground.
Hi, Senpai. Please don't be too mad that I went on a different route than yours. I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding, whatever this is. Usually it's nothing I mess with, but I will not overlook you trying to kill an ordinary person. It isn't part of the plan to fight you, but if there is a need, we can settle our score. Don't be ridiculous. I don't want anything to do with you. And
She looks at Senpai hatefully.
I never intended to kill him. That does not sound convincing at all. It's not like you don't realize what you did earlier, and what kind of yell he gave out when he saw you. I don't care if you hate me, but you took your insanity and directed it at him. Shall we ask him how he felt?
With the turn of her head, Senpai casts a glance at me for the first time. Arcueid averts her gaze painfully. Silence fills the park. Oh my goodness, hello everybody. Why hello.
So we have the vampire and the vampire hunter in the same shot. How nice. Interestingly enough, hey, we got good news. It hasn't evolved into a bloodbath yet. The operative word is not yet. You guys will be fine. Just be chill. It's okay. I'm sure this can end without anything bad happening at all. We shall see.
Silence fills the park. A footstep. The robed senpai takes only one step towards me.
Get back, vampire. You had no right to stay by his side from the beginning.
Shiel-senpai, if you don't mind stepping aside, that is my vampire princess waifu, please. I know this looks bad, Shiel, but please, let us have our little monstrous desires style romance, please. I know it's unhealthy and toxic and terrible, but I want to have it anyway. Please, oh please.
What? That's not true. I don't know who Senpai is or what happened to Arcueid earlier, but I can at least declare this. Because I myself want to be by her side. You're wrong. What's with you, coming out of nowhere, wearing weird clothes, and speaking like you understand everything? Arcueid is definitely a vampire, but she hasn't drunk blood even once. That was probably just a joke, and you don't have any right to...
Please be quiet, Tono-kun. She hasn't drank blood even once. Yes, certainly these past 800 years, there's no record of her having any victims. However...
Just shut up. I don't care to listen to whatever strange story you have to say. Look, if you try to get in her way, I'll not forgive even you. After all, I'm helping her because I want to. It's none of your business to interfere.
Tono-kun, you...
An inkling of emotion enters her voice.
I understand. If you say so, then I won't do anything else. However...
Senpai changes her gaze to Arcueid. Arcueid looks away, not at me or Senpai.
As he said, Arcueid Brunstad. Do you still intend to be by his side after this?
Arcueid doesn't answer. She raises her head to look at me once and then runs off into the night.
No, no, no. Don't do this to me, Arcueid. Don't do this. Don't do something we'll both regret here. Dang it.
What? Why are you leaving? Arcueid! I start to run after her, but my feet don't leave the ground. Senpai walks slowly over to me.
I won't let you follow her. I can't let you be killed, Tono-kun.
In her hands are thin, rod-like blades. One of them stands by my feet, pinning my shadow to the ground.
You cannot move until that is removed. No matter how hard you struggle, your shadow will struggle just as hard not to separate from you.
Stop fooling around! I'll lose her! I grip the blade below me, but no matter what, I can't pull it out.
I forgot to mention this, but I'm the only one who can remove it, so please give up. Shiki, take off your glasses, kill her blade, and run after Arcueid!
Saying that, she stops in front of me. I glare at her.
And I'm going to go ahead and call it there for now. Hopefully this is entertaining, and I hope you'll join me next time. Gee, I wonder what will happen. But I hope you have a good one, and thanks so much for watching. Bye!